Bomting, my friends, welcome to the show. It is me, it is you, and it is Doctor Who Legacy. Susan and Lee will be joining us in a little millisecond, and we are going to have a great time tonight playing your favorite game and mine, Doctor Who Legacy. These are my ears. I thought I'd try something else, something new this evening, because I normally wear that kind of big Cyberman, that big kind of black headset, but then some of you were nice enough to Photoshop me wearing it to look like a Cyberman, so I'm not going to wear it. Now I'm gonna use my little earbuds so I can hear them with that, and hopefully I won't look like a droid. But it's great to see you. We've got over 200 people here already. The show hasn't even started yet. We are going to be playing the game. We're going to be talking advent calendars. We're going to be talking giveaways. We're going to be talking Doctor Who. We're going to be finding out all the news, all the gossip, all the stuff. I can hardly wait. It's very, 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 very cool. Now, I am going to plug something. Because earlier in the week, one of our lovely little followers here, Companion Bree, wrote an article for mine and Clary's website, which is www.theadiposetv.com. And Susan and Lee have seen this, and they think it's very, very cute, and I think it's very, very cute as well. It's a little article. It's called, if I just take you across to my desktop, it's called Doctor Who Legacy. Oh, hang on. Something's gone really wrong with my camera. Let me remove myself from there. It's called Doctor Who Legacy and Addy, A Look Back. And it's got some of the kind of a little bit of the backstory of how we kind of all got together and stuff. There's Lee! There's Susan! They're cute. And there's some of the links to like the first ever Doctor Who Legacy games I made. And I remember, the first time that Lee and Susan like joined the stream, and they kind of joined, and it was like, they were like, "Hi, it's Time Rebel Games," and I was like, remember how we all acted when like Sabra came in? Like that was how I was the first time when Lee and Susan came in as well, which is so cool. So a really, really cool article. If you'd like to have a little read, I'll try and so someone remind me to post it again at the end of the show. But I've posted it into there. As well. So I hope that you guys have a good read, and thank you very much for Companion Bree for writing it for us. Let me put my little buds in. There we go. Buds. Makes me look cool. Although now my voice, I can hear my own voice in my head because I'm like now, I've put things in my ears and so everything's, wow, I sound really tinny. Let's try that out. That's better. Me. Cool. Right. Let's get our special friends on the show. Let me just check that my speaker settings are correct. Otherwise, sad times because I won't be able to hear anyone. That should be fine. That should work. That should be cool. As I head into the game here. Oh, hang on, my screen just shook. Advent Calendar Day 4 opens to find 2 time crystals receive upon the completion of the 4 femme fatales in the Advent tab. Day 5 hint, this is not a time crystal. Hello, Susan.
Hello, how's it going?
It's very, very cool. Speak, are you coming out? Hang on, just talk again.
Hello.
How bizarre. You're coming out of the other speaker. Let's try that again.
Yeah. Hello.
Ah, now you're coming out of my ear. Good. So hopefully everyone else can still hear you. How the hell are you doing?
I'm good. It's been crazy. The first night of the Advent calendar, I wanted to be really precise about it, and so I said that we were going to launch at midnight because then it would be basically the new day everywhere. And then the next day, I couldn't stop yawning the whole day after my son woke me up at 6. So now it's 10:30. So Christmas comes early in California.
It makes perfect sense. Let's say no one else is really up at that time playing the game anyway. So why not do it that way? So the Advent calendar is out. I have saved my Advent calendar to play live on stream. So I'll start from the very start and have the fun unlocking all my my little guys here. So I need a level 20 team. Is that right?
It is.
Do you think I should
if I can give you any suggestions, I'd make sure to bring in a little bit of green because early on they'll switch to green, so it's nice to be able to take advantage of that.
Okay. I shall.
You're gonna want to
Fi- we'll have
you're
a,
gonna want to take that left guy down fast because he's gonna start minusing your pinks as well, and then you're gonna hit with poison. Some newer players are a little bit challenged by that, and I was worried that that was gonna happen. There are definitely some people who are challenged by that. On the other hand, Cherie used a 20 team of early characters and nailed it, but anyway.
yeah, Cherie was telling me earlier about that, which was very impressive.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so what? I'm just gonna
So
pick
this is
the
so this is
random.
so this has been the biggest challenge of the advent calendar has been the fact that we decided that it wasn't insane enough to give out something every day. We actually wanted to actually create content around that too, like a whole level each day. But the problem is, right, that so the game's been live a year now, so people are at all sorts of levels. Some people are just there are a lot of people just starting the game, and then there are a lot of people who've been playing since the very beginning. And so we want to keep the advent calendar interesting for everybody. And the advent calendar, I think, is a lot more generous on the allies this year than it was last year. So there are allies in there that you really shouldn't have yet early on in the game, that are a bit more, higher in characters. So we don't really want everyone who's a beginner to immediately race through and get all of that stuff because you should have to, to work your way up to it.
You
So
must earn
that's,
your gift.
you must earn your gifts. Yeah, so that's been challenging. Has been the fact that we want to keep content interesting for people who've been around for a year, and we don't want to be unfair to new players. So it's been a touchy feely sort of thing. Like with Osgood, some people found the level too hard. So we did actually decide to let the BBC give out a code for Osgood, which we're not going to do every day, but we did actually, and because they love Osgood, they actually wanted to give out Osgood, and so we ended up doing it. So we gave them a code to instantly unlock Osgood.
And obviously, Osgood was one of the characters that was supposed to come out before, but it was unavoidably delayed, wasn't it? So it's great to finally have her in the game.
Indeed, indeed. It was so it was yeah. People seem really excited about her, and she was really excited about it. She tweeted about how excited she is to be in the game, which was awesome.
Maybe we could get her on the show, Susan. Get her on the show.
I know. Well, we definitely have some talent coming. I believe next week we're going to have someone very cool come on the show, but it's still not confirmed. I'm hoping tomorrow it'll be confirmed and we can finally start talking about it. But I am 90% sure we have a very special guest next week, and
Woohoo!
I'm 50% sure we have a very special guest the week after that, and the week after that. Yeah, it's really.
Just curing.
Yeah.
Hang on. So
I
say
don't
that
want
again.
to.
Special guest. When and when?
I think the next 3 weeks we're going to end up having someone come on the show. I know. And one of them you may have to do some prep work for. I'll have to talk to you about that offline.
Prep work? What kind of prep
Wait,
work?
we gotta start.
Now I'm
Addie,
intrigued. What,
Addie,
like a shave or a different shirt or
yeah,
like
exactly. Yeah, we have to figure out what we're gonna do for Christmas week. By the way,
well, in terms of this, because Christmas Day is actually someone
is
tweeted
a
out.
Thursday.
Yeah,
Yeah. What are
someone
we gonna
tweeted
do?
out. They were like, "Oh yeah, I'm really excited that there's going to be a Doctor Who stream on Christmas Day and New Year's Day," and I was a bit like, "Is that?"
We
I'm not
will
sure
totally
that
do
they
it.
will.
It is up to you, Addie, what you want to do about Christmas Day.
We're away. We are at
Way.
my in-laws. I'm around Christmas Eve, but I think we're already doing a thing that day. We'll talk about it off stream. We'll definitely
Yeah,
have
let's
something
figure
going
it out
on
offline.
on the.
Yeah.
We'll definitely have something
Or
on that
or
Christmas week.
yeah, or maybe we'll just hijack your stream on Christmas Day.
Stream thieves.
I would love to do it just because the Christmas episode will have just aired, and that'd be kind of cool. Maybe Boxing Day, the day after. Um, right. So anyway, yeah. So the Advent calendar has been crazy amounts of stress and fun. Like season 8 stress wasn't enough. Now we had to do it to ourselves in the Advent calendar. We're trying to work our way into an early grave, I think.
Well, if the stress ever let up, you guys would have to find something else to talk about, and that wouldn't go great, would it? So
No, no, yeah, exactly.
it's important stuff.
Yeah. But we have lots of cool stuff. I don't know. I'm trying to remember what we've actually said. I don't want to give away too much on the Advent calendar. So we've had hints. So the funniest hint, I don't know if you saw this yet, Eddie, was my hint about today's thing, which is 2 time crystals. But I made the error in judgment of picking a Rose Tyler quote. I was just thinking I wanted something to do with money, and I remember the bit where Rose Tyler wants the Ninth Doctor to, it's like you can buy the chips or whatever. and he didn't have any cash, and so I thought it'd be kind of funny nod to money. But everyone took that as me suggesting that a Rose Tyler costume was coming. So I was very worried last night when we patched live that people would be sad. I don't think they are. It's 2 time crystals. That's cool, right?
How could people be disappointed with time crystals? In fact, I do. There was a few people in the chat earlier having their customary mini rage of kind of like, how could people get upset with free stuff? And I was like, yes, that's true.
People do. I know. But I think the hints have been kind of fun. But from now on, I'm Rose Tyler quotes.
Yeah. Avoid characters that aren't in the game or that you don't wish to update anytime soon. Oh, if she respawns a Cyber, she respawned a Cyberman.
The month isn't over. I have not said that Rose Tyler costumes might not be coming, but I'm not giving anything away. There are definitely other costumes coming this month.
Die, Missy, die.
Yeah, so that's the advent calendar. So we have coming up at the end of the weekend, you're going to finally get your first sneak peek, it looks like, at the bigger on the inside art, which we're really excited about.
When you say sneak peek, you mean like on a website or in the game or what?
No, in the game. We thought about showing a teaser, but I think I'd rather surprise everybody. So that's coming. I think some people aren't surprised because I know that I already saw people are I don't know how people realize this quickly, but someone astutely noticed on Twitter that the 8th Doctor has some blurred out outfits showing up in his outfit tab. We can't keep anything secret. So that might be related too.
Do you find, as a kind of general question about these things, obviously working in the gaming industry for ages, like when people do find out what's coming, things that you've been trying to keep secret, is it like a kind of like a cool, everyone's excited, or is it, oh man, we try to keep that hidden, or a mixture of both?
Probably a mixture of both. There's some things I wish we could keep hidden, but right, like we've made it now so that because it used to be possible to actually find some of the stuff in the database. The wiki people let us know about this, and so we have gotten around that by the fact that now everything is garbled. So if you actually try and check what's going on in our game, the database level, if you're one of those naughty hacker type people, all you're going to find is like jumbo graphics. So yes, you might know that something's coming, but you won't actually be able to tell what it is.
And I have just unlocked my lovely Osgood, who, it has to be said, when you get an extreme close-up of her face, looks a lot like Clark Kent.
Ha! Excellent.
Right. Who am I unlocking?
So, yeah, and then the Titan stuff is coming. There's some Titan stuff in our advent calendar, which is coming, and I think people will be really excited about that too.
Oh yes, the comics.
Yes.
Yes, I remember you talking about that. That's very, very cool.
Including the edition. We're going to be adding their 12th comic book for around Capaldi's character. We're going to be adding some of that stuff too this month.
Whoa! I just blew them up. Huzzah! Oh, there we go. That was wave 1. Huzzah! I still haven't managed to beat that blooming level from last week, the one that Lee challenged me to defeat. I was determined not to just steal someone else's team and do it, because there's been loads of people in the chat have been like, hey, I didn't use my team, just use this team, just that team. And I'm like, no, I will use my own. And then I'm just getting blacked from left, right, and center. But still, my ego dictates that I must conquer this beast by myself.
And so big news today is that Google Play has called us one of the best 100 games of 2014.
That's big news. Does that mean you're going to be in all their like Christmas? You know how they always have like big lists up on the thing when people get their brand new iPads for Christmas, don't they? Or so Androids.
Yeah, I think that must exactly be what it is. Yeah, and considering like a couple hundred new Android games come out a day, that's exciting company to be in. We weren't expecting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Congratulations!
Thank
Have
you,
some Addy Gold.
Yeah, we've been getting lots of love from all the stores. It's been really nice. Apple could not be nicer to us lately. We've been featured like 3 times by Apple in the last month, and hopefully some more stuff.
That's a bit of a turnaround from before, because I remember there was a time when you were kind of like, well, we're in the stores, but we're not getting much attention from the stores.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of love from Apple in the States, especially. We have they're big fans of the game, and how well it's been received, and so that's really cool. And then Amazon is
one of those things that like it's probably one of those things a bit like on YouTube and Twitch that like once you've made it, everyone falls over themselves to like have
It
just
certainly
feature you
helps,
and to do things. But as you're growing, it's they're kind of like, no, we don't wish to know who you are. It's like, no, I'm really good.
Well, you start to get some critical mass, and it helps that on Apple we've managed to maintain a 5-star rating, which certainly helps when it comes to getting some love from those guys. And and speaking of which, all 304 people, whatever, in the channel right now, if you haven't reviewed the game, please, 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 please review the game, because it really helps us. So
hear that, boys and girls? So go and give the game a review if you haven't not already.
There is a better chance than not that the game is going to finally come to Windows.
Oh, okay, like an actual PC application.
A few people on the channel happy.
So
Windows Mobile, and I think
you chose your words carefully there. So not a Steam game, but a Windows game.
Yeah, and again, it's not guaranteed yet, but we're looking quite definitely at getting Windows Mobile and Windows Client likely in the near future.
Okay,
not
cool.
definite.
So
Mind you, it's not definite. But I at least wanted people to know that we are talking about it, because in the past I've written it off as probably not going to happen anytime soon. But I think that actually might change.
Cool. Was that down to kind of like a development thing, or just wheel? Obviously, don't think it was behind the scenes stuff, but was it? They've
been actively courting us. They keep asking. So I think we're gonna finally find some time to do it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So after this whole advent calendar thing is over and everyone is thoroughly full of turkey and goodies and all that kind of stuff, is bigger on the inside than the next. Hello, I'm here. Are you there? Hello, Susan. I'm here.
I just lost you there. Say again. So once the advent's over.
Once that's over and we're all full of all our new characters and costumes and whatever it is and time crystals and stuff, is bigger on the inside the next big thing on the horizon?
A few big next things on the horizon. Obviously, the Chapter 4 is coming, which the prologue to is out online. And I don't know if you've actually. I think did that get released after Twitch last week?
It was after. Yeah.
Oh no, it was the night before Thanksgiving we released it, right? Or Thanksgiving Day or something like that. I can't.
Was it? I don't remember you mentioning it last week. But maybe I was too busy trying to take on that difficult level.
So the prologue to Chapter 4 went live, which adds 4th Doctor and 12th Doctor to the game. So the rest of the actual proper Chapter 4 is coming. And we're going to be doing more with the Titan Comics guys, getting some more Titan Comics levels in. We have the bigger on the inside levels coming, and then we're going to be doing more with the big finish.
I need to tell you something, but we need to not tell Lee.
What's that?
I was watching. I was watching some classic Doctor Who the other day, just like flicking through the channels, and there was some classic Doctor Who on there, and I was like, "Oh my god, of course, Sylvester Doctor Who!" And it was a Sylvester McCoy one called Battlefield, where he I
think I'm starting to have a rough connection here. You keep breaking up on me, and I think it's.
It could be my microphone, but I doubt. I'm not getting any error message. Oh, it says internet connection problem. It says internet connection problem, but it's flicked off now. But it looks like it's internet. Can you hear me now? Hello, Addie's all alone. Addie's playing games by himself.
I'm here for some reason. My connection's just gotten rough, so I'm changing rooms.
Can you? Oh, it says internet connection problem again. We've just got internet connection problems, so it looks like I'm doing a solo stream. What the heck am I fighting? Oh yeah,
I'm here.
From Lord of the Rings, aren't they? Okay, right. So I was watching a classic episode of Doctor Who the other day. I just happened to flick it on, and it was Battlefield, which stars Sylvester McCoy, and it's like him. He teams up with some knights of the Round Table to try and find King Arthur and things like that. Can you still hear me? She can't hear me. Oh, man. She keeps going with internet problems, man. Oh, God. I'm going to have to try and be entertaining for the next half an hour by myself. I'll have to pretend to be Susan. Okay, so hello.
I'm here.
So next week, we're releasing all of the Doctors and baddies that have ever been released. Oh, no. Back.
I heard that.
I didn't know what to say. I've possibly committed you to releasing everything.
Yeah, internet hasn't been around very long in California, so we tend to have issues.
Fair enough. Well, I'll cut to the chase of my story. I watched a Sylvester McCoy episode of Doctor Who the other day, and right at the end of the episode, he gets Bessie. I thought Bessie was just like a silly thing that they did with, like, the third Doctor and then never talked about ever again. But the seventh Doctor drove it, and I was like, oh man, now the next time I can actually make a seventh Doctor team, and if I'm looking for an extra person, I can actually put Bessie in it. But we can't tell Lee, because otherwise he'll make like a whole level dedicated to like various Doctors driving Bessie up and down the place.
Awesome. Well, you saw we have the Bessie top down, right?
That's what reminded me, because I'm in the level now where I unlock it, and I was like, oh man, because there's more Bessie around than I thought. I was trying to get my combos. I still love these gems. These the TARDIS oval ones. They're really, really, really good. So clear and so precise, and so much easier to kind of run around with. So people in the chat are saying, Seven is listed as Betty's advocate Addy, so we know already. Oh, right, do you? Okay, I thought it was just me that didn't know. But he was only there like once.
Oh, my goodness.
You keep leaving us, Susan. We're all getting very paranoid that you're seeing us for other channels. I've got it. All I can. Maybe I should put the thing up. All I'm seeing here. I'll put it over the chat. There is like Susan's thing there, and it just keeps going. Internet connection. Internet connection. Internet connection. Internet connection. So what is this, Bessie? How does a car have an alternative costume? I don't understand. Let's go and check it out. Okay, so companions, and where's the car? Here's the car. Oh, I haven't leveled up the car. Change outfit. Oh, right, so it takes the back off the car. So it becomes like a little bit more chitty chitty bang bang. And a little bit less Little Lord Fauntleroy. Cool. I don't think I've ever actually seen it with a cover-up. Well, as Susan's having issues with the connection, if you guys want to ask me or her any questions, then do use the exclamation mark question thing. I'm gonna clear all of the questions, because I think I had a load there from last week. So if you've already asked a question, then I missed it, I'm afraid. So use the exclamation mark question, and we'll try and put that to Susan when she's able to get back on. If not, I shall invent answers to your questions and put them out on stream. While we're waiting for Susan to rejoin us with her internet issues, if you haven't yet checked out the AdiposeTV.com, there is a whole load of new stuff there, including December's giveaways. There's going to be a double Addy Gold stream at some point this week. We've increased the number of giveaways we kind of do on the channel on top of all the Doctor Who Legacy giveaways as well. So there's loads and loads and loads of cool stuff going on the channel. Oh, cool! I remember this character from the Bells of St. John. Forgotten she was in the game somewhere. I can't remember the actress's name now. She's a well-known face on British TV, if not necessarily a well-known if not necessarily a kind of a well-known kind of name. Susan, are you back?
I think so. I hate to say.
She's floating around. Don't worry, we're busy blapping the bad guys and saving the universe on your behalf.
Exactly, yeah.
I was just talking about these lovely gems, the ones I've been enjoying with. But of course, you have sent me something a little bit magical.
I have. We have an announcement to make. Yes.
Do you want me to put them up on stream, or do you want to talk about it? Introduce it first,
please. Well, I guess so. So as I think all of you know, we had a gem skin design contest, and we've been very late in announcing the winner. I apologize. There were just lots of opinions involved in this. But we did. Can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah, we can all hear you.
We're good? Okay, cool. But we did pick a winner who is Ian Bell, who did some really, really lovely work for us. He did actually a couple versions of it. And we're really excited about it. So we're going to be looking to get the new skin in the game. I would think within the next week. I just have to find out from Seed how quickly they can do it. But
Oh, congratulations, Ian Bell. Is Ian Bell someone who's in Twitch with us today, or
I
is it?
don't know. He's on Twitter a lot. I'm not quite sure if if he comes to Twitch or not.
Cool. Well, can I put the new design up on the stream?
Please do.
Screen?
Yes, please, absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. I'll just take us across to my blank one. Ignore the code that's on the screen, guys. That is an old one that went with Rory. I didn't actually get a chance to do this in advance, so I have to put these up one at a time. Which might
I would like to say that there were a lot of wonderful entries, and so as is evidenced by how long it took us to decide. There were it was a tough decision.
So I'm just adding all of the lovely little gems out here. They're very distinct and they're very different from each other, which is cool. So what made you choose this design then?
We just thought it was really unique. There were a lot of there was a surprising amount of people who were thinking the same thing. There were at least 3 or 4 entries that were identical. So I liked the fact that this was super unique, super polished, and like you said, they actually managed to all look a little bit different, as opposed to just a bunch of 6 colors of the same thing. But they all go together. So the problem is when you see gems that are all different and then you shrink them down and put them next to each other on a gem board, it's very easy to look too busy. The first version he sent of this actually had the Roman numeral for 12 on it, and that looks way too busy as soon as you saw it on a screen.
There you go. So all 6 designs are now up on the screen, and they are very, very, very cool. So they've all got that kind of cog theme, but then there's kind of little cool, like the health symbol is in the middle of the pink one, and then we've got various kind of cog things, which are obviously kind of related to the new Series 8 and all that kind of stuff. I really like them. They're kind of like they're distinctive without being too busy, aren't they?
Exactly, which is the challenge. Yeah.
I'm just going to shrink them down ever so slightly because obviously when you play with them on the game, they wouldn't look quite as big. So I will.
Yeah.
There we go, boys and girls. Your winner. So what was the winner's name again? Alex.
Ian Bell, and that's not the only new skin you can expect to see over the next week. I'm not going to give away, but expect to see something else in the way of a new skin in the next few days.
How exciting.
That was a half spoiler.
Half of a spoiler. There we go. There's our gems. Shrunk down just a little bit. Little Gears gems. I like them a lot. I will when they're released, I'll definitely do a stream with them in there. So congratulations to Ian Bell and congratulations to everyone else for getting a new gem in the game as well.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if they weren't in game for you to use next Thursday.
Cool. Right, I shall carry on taking down my enemies there. And we've got some questions here. Can I put them to you, or have you got other things you'd like to talk about?
For sure. No, let's do
it. So Jab Nation asks, so will this Windows app be just for Windows phones, or will it also be available on PCs?
Both.
Okay, thank you. Cigar Gent, any update on the crowdfunded 4th Doctor costume?
It is in the works. I need to find out the exact date on when it's coming, but I know it's being drawn. There was some question. We had some back and forth as to whether the actual facial expression chosen by the costume fund was the way to go, whether it was too sad. But I think we're all okay with it, and BBC was cool with it since he's sort of, we've done the smile thing. So this is sort of more of a sad, reflective-looking Tom Baker.
Well, you don't want to have like more issues with Tom Baker's face. You had enough last time, didn't you?
No, yeah, actually, I take sad over the big-eyed manic thing any day in terms of actually drawing it. But what is cool is I don't think we talked about this. Did you know that Mickey, that Noel Clark was at the Chicago TARDIS and was talking about the game? Someone asked him why he wasn't in Doctor Who Legacy yet, and that person sort of falsely assumed he hadn't signed off yet. He actually has signed off. He signed off quite some time ago, but we just simply hadn't gotten that far back in contemporary Doctor Who yet. So it was no slight. I love Mickey. So anyway, he on stage there's a picture of him apparently emailing his agent, I think it was, to find out what's up that he's not in the game. So I actually just saw the first pass drawing, and he looks awesome. In fact, Peter said it was the best first pass he's ever seen us do on a bit of art.
Oh,
So
cool.
so Noel Clark's looking awesome, and he's going to be coming.
Then you could have like Mickey and Ricky, and then you could have like plastic Mickey as well.
Well,
And
I think Rose's mum is also signed off, and so maybe we'll get Jackie
oh yeah,
in soon as well. Yeah.
well that was quite amazing. I mean, that could kind of be a plotline all by itself, depending how Lee wants to write it. Kind of revisiting that era with Mickey and the mum and Pete and who else was part of that little gang.
Meta Crisis 10th.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe they could go and visit that world because they're in theory they're all living together on that world now, aren't they?
Well, they are.
Although
Then they
Mickey,
come back in the other episode. Not even just a theory.
yeah, yeah. Well, Lee can definitely have some
We'd
fun
have
with
to
that.
get the dad in too. We should probably get the dad in if we revisit that.
Yeah, Pete.
Well, once upon a time, SFX gave that. They had that contest. This was like, I don't know, maybe 4 months ago, where they named the Doomsday moment on the beach as sort of the best moments in
Best sci-fi moment ever. Yeah, I remember we talked about it on stream.
Yeah, so we knew it was coming, and that was when we started drawing the 10th Doctor with the 3D glasses and the sad 10th Doctor that we have as well. And we were planning to actually build a whole level, but we didn't have Rose Tyler yet. And so sadly, we had to scrap that plan. But I know we absolutely would love to go back and build Doomsday. And have what's her name, who changes into a Cyberman. I actually think that there's plenty of reason to make her. What's her name?
I did my duty. The I did my duty lady.
Yes, which would be great because that would be another Cyberman to have for your party alongside, Brigadier Cyberman, Denny Pink Cyberman, Cyberman.
You could do a whole cyber team.
You could. You just about do a whole cyber team.
ZRS1 says, thanks for the top-down Bessie. Any plans for any other topless companions? We'll move straight on.
Yeah.
Good question, no, thank you. Hi, Susan. How do you decide character colours, said Shadow Hive 41.
It's a
That's
combination of things. It's a combination of things. Sometimes it's relevance. Like, for instance, we did some matching with the Brigadier and Kate, things like that. But on the other hand, we also work closely with Ben, who's one of our designers in Taiwan, who's very good at monitoring kind of what we have, what we don't have, and how that sort of fits in within the balance of everything else in the game. He's very good about those details. So it's a combination of what makes sense from a canon standpoint and what do we actually need in the game.
There you are, Shadow Hive. Hope that answers your question. I don't understand this question. Can you make a button that randomly creates a timeout of your characters? I don't understand that. Timeout? Do you understand that question?
No, I don't know at all. A timeout?
No, I don't understand your question. Sorry.
But one of the things that we have coming, so we're going to be doing a promotion in early January with one of the stores. I don't really want to give too many details of this away yet, but one of the features that's coming in the game is we're going to have the ability to do a promo where you can log into the game and there'll be a pop-up and you can tap it and you can get stuff unlocked without having to enter a promo code. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be as easy for me as promo code, so we won't be using it all the time, but that's going to be a new feature that's coming in. And then we're also, I think in January, we're going to be adding this new buff system so that you get a buff at the end of a level for your next level of play to sort of reward you for sticking around in the game longer.
Oh, cool! So encouraging you to do kind of a chunk of play rather than kind of that.
Yeah, well, sometimes people just log in, they claim a promo code, and they go off and do something else. It's like a reason to stick around and actually play stuff as opposed to just claiming codes.
Good plan. Good plan. Right, we're going to head to a commercial, and when we get back, we shall do some more legacy, some more questions, and some more funs with me and Susan. So we will see you guys in 60.
Okay.
Hey there, boys and girls, my ladies and gentlemen. If you have seen your Twitter, then you may well know, but we are doing another one of those awesome ribbon giveaways that we have done a few weeks ago. You may have seen it on Twitter. Lots of people have been kind of saying, hey, my ribbons arrived. This is the exclusive Doctor Who Legacy fan club ribbons that you could only get at the, which show was it, Susan? I've forgotten the name of it.
It was the Long Island Doctor Who convention.
The Long Island Doctor Who convention, and I think we gave away 5 sets 2 weeks ago now. And
we did 5 sets of 2 each.
Indeed. So I've just tweeted out that we have a Doctor Who Legacy ribbon giveaway right now on Twitch. If you guys wouldn't mind retweeting that, please. If you are watching and you have a Twitter account, then please do. Let's get people in here and let's get this kind of giveaway started. I do somewhere have a image of those ribbons. Let me just see if I can find it. Although there was some up on Twitter. In fact, what the easiest thing to do might be... Oh, there you go. There's the image. That's what they look like. They're up on the screen. They're a little ribbon, and they'll be mailed to your house. So if you have to be willing to kind of, give your address to Susan or Lee, but I promise you they will not send you any anthrax. And you can, get your lovely little ribbon and stick it to your soft toys or your posters or whatever you want to do. But they're very, very, very cool and exclusively very, very, very rare. You cannot buy this anywhere else or unlock this everywhere else. So that's a very, very cool little giveaway that we're going to start in a couple of minutes. So I suggest you check your Addy Gold over the next couple of minutes to see what you've got and what you have got to put in. Oh, let me just say one thing on that, though, just before me and Susan carry on talking about Doctor Who Legacy. Don't let your Addy Gold hit 0. Okay, or don't let it go like too low down, because I've had problems with the bot slowing down loads and loads and loads, and the reason is because some people come in, have a look at the channel, go, hooray, I'll stay forever, and other people pop in and go, I'm never coming here ever again. But the bot creates a line for them with like just 1 gold or 2 gold. So what I'm doing is I'm basically every kind of couple of days or so, I'm kind of removing 1 gold from everyone and then deleting everyone that's got 0 gold type thing. So don't let your gold hit 0. Keep it at 10, keep it at 5, you'll be fine. There'll be no issues there at all. Most of you are on hundreds anyway, but I know when you see a giveaway like this, I know some of you will be tempted to kind of go, let's put everything in. Don't keep back 50 or something like that. Just because, I hope you understand, because some of you know that the issues I've been having with the bot, but this actually seems to have sorted it by just not letting the kind of the number of users kind of get too big. Cool. Right. Should we do some more questions, Susan? Or have you got more you'd like to talk about?
Sure. I was about to say something and I forget what it was. So no, let's just do some more.
Okay. Sorry if I pronounced this one wrong. Caparudi says, will the 11th Doctor still be the main character of Chapter 4? This is true, actually, because in the kind of plotline that was written, 11th was very much he's the hero. He's the main Doctor, but of course it has to, at some point, I assume it has to kind of shift over to Capaldi, doesn't it?
I wouldn't even go so far as to say that. I mean, I think one of the things that you can see in the epilogue is that it's starting to really sort of blur. That we're trying to get more and more characters that are in the game involved in dialogue. So I wouldn't. Now that we have all the Doctors, I wouldn't necessarily say that any of them is sort of leading the adventure.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Because you have the third having a conversation with 7th, don't you, and all that.
Exactly. Yeah. And at the end of the prologue that we just put out, there's a little teaser at the end of sort of what's coming.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check that one out. Thank you very much.
I don't know if you finished the prologue yet. Yes, there is a teaser at the end of that.
What else is this? Megaforce says, when is the Police Amy Fund starting? Yes, we put the images up a few weeks ago, didn't we?
Yes, we did. I don't know that we ever necessarily said she was absolutely coming next. We picked Rory that day, and she was second. But I don't know that we ever said that meant that she would be necessarily drawn. I think we'll probably just do like a random. We'll start with a few again and pick from that.
I think they started with I think we had a vote on it. I think that's probably why it felt a little bit more imminent.
Well, we had a vote and picked Rory. I don't know that we necessarily said second and third were also going to get drawn.
Someone's asked, will there be another gem competition? Sorry, do you feel like the first one has been a success, and is it something you'd like to do again?
Yeah, absolutely would love to do it again, for sure. Maybe we'll start going back through and having contests around the other doctors to design themed gems for sure.
That would be very cool. Do you think you'll ever
Yeah.
branch out further into like artwork, competitions for artwork for, like characters and things like that? Or do you think that has too many kind of complications with, getting approval and things like that?
It's a little complicated with approvals and stylistically, I think that where it comes to branching out from the current art set, like you'll see with bigger on the inside, we try to keep that sort of like to be its own thing.
Because it would be jarring having like two cartoony characters and then one ultra realistic or one 8-bit. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Well, in that case, Henwa says, "Are you planning any new fan contests other than that?"
I don't have any specific plans in the works yet, but again, I like the idea of doing some more gemskin contests. I think would be very cool.
Thank you, Henwar. Will there be any characters from the specials like Santa Claus, Jackson Lake, etc.? Obviously, there is a Christmas episode coming up. Can we expect Doctor Who Legacy content from it?
Yes, you can expect Doctor Who Legacy content to tie into the new Christmas episode.
Yay!
And we've already done some stuff with the past Christmas episodes. We had the Killer Trees and the robotic Santas last Christmas, and we did.
And the Wooden Cyberman was on like the day after the episode. I remember.
Yeah,
in fact, that was actually the first time that you were like bang up to date, wasn't it? Like the new.
We did David Tennant in a bathrobe, and we did the Snowman episode. We have loads of stuff from the Snowman episode in, and actually, Jackson Lake, that's interesting someone brings it up. Jackson Lake is definitely someone that we're thinking about getting in, looping in for the next chapter. Fun episode that was.
This is an interesting one. Mrs. Evil Draft has, I'm not sure what she's responding to here, but she says, I think they meant a random team generator. I think, she might be responding to the timeout thing. I'm not sure. But have you ever considered having something where, it kind of picks like a random team out of players' collections and goes up against a level in some way, kind of encouraging people to kind of level up all of their guys, or?
Well, I think we'd rather be more strategic about it, which is where we come from with the challenge levels, and that's sort of our sort of challenge to you to sort of play, to vary things up based on who you're required to do. I think that giving you a random team just sort of takes away from the strategic nature of the game.
Yes, fair point. But it does sound quite fun, kind of going, oh look, I got.
Like, what if you ended up with like 4 poison cures and
Then it would suck, but that's why it's random.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Right, let's get this giveaway on the go. So we are giving, how many of these ribbons are we giving away?
5 sets of 2 each.
5 sets of 2 each, and the raffle is now open. So this is an Addy Girl giveaway.
Hang on. Hoovian's rule says, can we ask any question or does it have to relate to the game? That's just too fascinating. I want to know what Hoovian's rule wants to know. And so does Lee.
Okay. So I've completely lost my train of thought. Okay, yeah, so 5 sets of 2 of these ribbons are now out. To enter, you have to do > raffle ticket, and then the number of tickets you want to buy. You can buy 1 ticket for each Addy Gold. Remember what I said earlier about not letting your gold hit 0, which is my advice to you. And this is a giveaway between myself and Susan and Lee, Tiny Rebel Games. It is not officially sanctioned by Twitch, and obviously the more tickets you buy, the higher your chances of winning. It's going to be open. This giveaway is going to be open for just under 10 minutes, for about 8 minutes. So you've got not long to decide how much you are going to put in. But obviously if you do win, you get 1 for you and 1 for a friend. And I'm pausing and talking about giveaways while I'm actually doing a time attack, which is not really a good way to complete it. So I think we'll probably write this one off. Was there anything else I need to say about the giveaway? No. Good luck. Okay, so get your entries in. I haven't seen what Hoovian wanted to say because it's been flooded out with.
I know. It's got to be a good question, though. It should be something like metaphysical.
A metaphysical question? Well, Hoovian's rules question at the moment is: can we ask any question, or does it have to relate to the game? That is actually the question.
No, I see a question. Is it okay to take my friend's phone and get the game for them, then force them to try playing? That is sort of a question about the game.
Is it okay to take my friend's phone and get the game for them and then force them to try play? Are you asking for our permission to steal your friend's phone? In which case, no, you definitely don't have our permission
Is this
to
like
steal your
from a
friend's
moral
phone.
perspective, or?
Yeah, I don't know. What are you asking this? Like, can you just? I don't know. No, don't abuse your friends. No, you just stand in front of them and tell them how great the game is and how much you like it.
But the creators said it was okay.
Yeah. Susan said it was fine, and Addie didn't say no. So what's the problem?
Well, I know that Purple Ninja bought like fan accounts for like 10 of her friends.
Oh, that's very cool. And thank you very much to the 13 people who have retweeted the fact that we're giving away stuff. And yes, Florian, they will send international, I believe, as long as you don't kind of live in the Arctic or something like that. And Huckleberry says she's going almost all in on the ribbon giveaway. I can see Agrajag's gone in for over 1,000. Confuse the Polarity's in for over 600. They want your ribbon, Susan.
I see that.
Figueroa's is in for 800. Hughes of Blue's in for 1,500. Oh, there's some big numbers here. Magical 12325 is in for 1,500. Scott Alonzi's 300. Small Blue Monkeys 500. There's some big numbers. Tiny Dancers 900. We've already got 27,000. I think we hit 40,000 last week. The last time we did this. So it may get there, it may not. Although maybe everyone's still bankrupt from last time. For those of you that do accidentally bankrupt yourself with Addy Gold, there will be a double Addy Gold stream at some point this week. So you'll just have to kind of watch your Twitters and watch your Twitches to see when that will be. So what's the plan for as we approach toward the end of our show? What's the what's your plan this week? Obviously, you've got the Advent calendar kind of coming up.
Yeah.
What?
That's the big one, yeah, the Advent calendar. And just lining everything up.
Is it all kind of planned out? Like, do you know what's coming out on which day, or is it kind of a case of, oh yeah, let's do this, let's do that?
No, there's a spreadsheet that has the hints and everything, and I keep trying to not screw it up because it's been a bit unwieldy, and I have to do art every day for the pop-up in game, and Lee's had to do the levels, and so every day he asks me to play the levels, so it's been a lot of ball juggling, but I think it's worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was one of last year's one was definitely one of the things that kind of got me into a regular player because it forced me to come back every day. Not forced me, you know what I mean? It gave me a big incentive to keep playing the game every day. How long will the Advent calendar stuff be available? So like the one that's out on day one, will that be available all month, or will it disappear after a few days?
No, it'll definitely be there through the end of the month, and then I would expect soon after the new year it'll be taken down, and then we'll be looking to incorporate it into Chapter 4, I suspect. The same way we did with last year's Advent calendar, where we ultimately put it into the game.
I suppose the players that have been here since the very beginning can probably at some point over the game's history will have been able to get most things in for free in some sort of giveaway at some point.
Definitely.
But I guess that kind of rewards for being around and being a regular and.
Well, that's the thing, yeah. I mean, and it's like I said, it's been hard. We definitely have seen, pushback here and there on Twitter and Facebook and stuff of like the fact that you had to have Bessie to see the Bessie costume and reward the Bessie costume. It's like, well, we want to reward people who actually, finished the game and got that stuff. It really sort of trivializes the content when we give everything away. So it's less about us not wanting to be generous, because I think everyone knows that we tend to be generous to a fault. It's more about not wanting to trivialize people's achievements, the same way we never give out expert mode characters, we never give out fan area stuff, because that stuff matters. Like, fan area means that you're really supporting the game, you're part of the team. The expert stuff, they're really hard levels, and if we start giving them out even on Twitch, it just trivializes the accomplishment.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we're going to stick with that, We're gonna hold firm on these things.
No, it's good because you're right. As soon as things only have value if they are achievements or hard to get or rare. It's like these things that we're giving away right now. The ribbons. If they were available in every shop, people wouldn't be going all in with their Addy Gold. But because they're not, it is. How did I die again? Oh man, I didn't even run out of time.
It's hard when you get pressure. It's really hard not to give in and say, you know what, we should just give out codes for everything, because especially for the people who are in this channel who I know have been supporting us for a long time, we respect that. We respect that people have to work so hard to get that stuff.
Okay, right. We are going to be closing We're going to be closing this giveaway in 3 minutes' time. So this is your
The only one that made me sad was I heard that someone spent 20 time crystals finishing that first level for Osgood, which kind of blows my mind. But then on top of that, it's like, if you were going to just pay that way, why not just pay and level up your team? Because in the long run, then you'd actually have a viable team for playing through levels with too. So I don't know. I don't get it. There's no rush. The stuff's going to be there. If you don't get it this month, it's going to be in chapter 4. And if you're just coming into the game, there's 60 hours of gameplay to play through. Don't worry about the advent calendar. It's not going anywhere. That content's all going to be there.
They must have really, really, really wanted Osgood.
I know. With like a level 1 team, they just kept like dying and resetting. But I think that if there were a message I could get across to players of the game, is that the stuff is going to be there. If you don't get it now, you'll get it next month. It doesn't matter. Collect the other 100+ characters in the game.
And of course, if you are a new player, there is now a useful little resource for you in the flavour of a Doctor Who Legacy Beginner's Guide, which went up on my channel earlier. But this is not just for my channel. Susan, do you want to say what it's about and how it works?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we have like little trigger points in the game that people have probably seen, where we mention things like the fan area, and I just redid all this art to make it very flashy. I hope people like it. Like the news pop-up when you get into the game is all much nicer than it used to be. And I do all that by hand. And because I don't want to bother our artists in Taiwan. So if you die more than 2 times in Season 7, a nice little pop-up comes up. And it tries as unobnoxiously and unobtrusively as possible to say, hey, you might want to try doing a couple things differently. Like, have you spent your stat points? Have you leveled up your team? Maybe you want to try different characters and so forth. And so we asked Addie to put together a handy beginner's guide for us, because there's so much to get across and you don't want to have a crazy long tutorial. And we were already told back when we launched the game by some people that they thought the tutorial was too long. So now we're going to actually link to Addie talking about the game. So someone who's struggling can actually watch a video and learn all about all the things they should know in playing the game.
So it's over here. It will be linked directly within the game. So the next time you die repeatedly, the game will helpfully tell you if you want to watch this helpful video. But if you'd like to get a little preview on it, it's over here on youtube.com/theadipose.tv. And I've just put the link into the channel as well. And Tabby Tenner says, it's a great guide. Just watched it. Perfect in every way. Definitely watch it if you need help. There's also maybe a code in there. Maybe.
There is a code. Yes. There is a code at the end.
But if you're a regular player, it's probably one you've already got. But
I'm going to post that today. It'll be live on that pop-up, and we'll put it on our Facebook page and on our website and all the rest of that. So, and if you have like friends who haven't played the game before, you might want to get them to watch the video, because it really does an excellent job, Addie, of introducing someone to the mechanics of the game.
Oh, thank you. You're very kind. Well, Lee gave me the headings to talk about, so I tried to. It was tough, because I wanted to go into full on monologue mode and talk for 10 minutes about each one, but he insisted that it had to be about 5 minutes. So I was like, okay, fine, just 8 then. For those of you that do enjoy my videos and stuff, if you wouldn't mind, if you do watch the YouTube version of it, if you could give